Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, pledges to the Patreon, sending things to the P.O. Box, and purchases off the wish list. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys so much. All right, listen. I want to get some messages like, what's the energy going to be like, for Halloween? Okay. Because we're creepy and we're crawly, right? You just really don't know. So, this is going to be like energy and energetic as above type of energy. Like, what's going on in the spirit for Halloween this year, please? I do not have my Hocus Pocus deck right now, but. If you're going to a party, you're going to get a lot of attention. I feel like there's something about your costume looks great. Like there is something which, granted, keep in mind, right? Like, okay, so I'm also getting this energy where there's a lot more spirits, right? Souls that are out walking on this night, right? Celebrating. There's something about. If you were going to a party where you do not know people, and I don't think that I need to tell this collective this, but it feels like I need to say something, right? Like it's coming through. Do not go home with somebody that you do not know, okay? Do not sign any new contracts, okay? Do not sign any new contracts on Halloween, family, okay? All right. I feel like collectively, we're definitely not in a space of going home with people we don't know, right? I think we are. Or really going home with people at all. For the majority, right? Okay. Not to say that you cannot, right? But I feel like energetically, there's, waiting for a specific person, right? Your person, celibacy. And again, not everyone. There's no judgment if you're not in that space either. You know what I mean? But I feel like there was a young energy that it's like, do not create, yeah, any new soul contracts, okay? But we have this but God out here, right? So you're protected. Okay, you may be out with the goons and the goblins and the ghouls and the ghosts and things like that, right? But you are very protected here. Now, I do also feel as though there's an energy where it's kind of a carry situation, right? Almost feeling like there's a setup, but there is like this space where you're kind of coming out to be the goat, right? There's almost this energy where I feel like, okay, say for instance, you claim to be really good at, you said, oh, I can do that. You know what I mean? Like, whatever it is, right? Oh, yeah, I used to do that when I was younger, or I do this, for fun, or, it could be like playing guitar, right? We'll say playing guitar as an example, right? And there's a band, right? And they're like, "Oh, we're looking for a new guitar player, okay?" But they're looking at you like, I don't know, maybe you don't look like a guitar player, right? Something like that, And then they're like, well, we'll bring him to practice and maybe we'll even like bring a bunch of other people. There's like something about like putting you in some sort of public eye, but and feeling as though you may be embarrassed, right? That you may embarrass yourself or get embarrassed. But what's happening, we have but God, right? The great I am. You are no longer in a space of separation, right? Consciously, right? You're in this Christ consciousness that eliminated that perception of separation from your divine creator. Okay, And so there, and so it's like you are coming out to be the goat here in this situation, you know, and I feel like it's surprising quite a few people, all right, where it's like, all right, they can, you know, rip some chords. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't see that coming. You know, I'm seeing a little kid playing a drum set, so there's something maybe significant about that. Like, but yeah, there's definitely something where it's like this was not expected. Okay, this may be on Halloween, right? Or I don't know why we're associating this with this Halloween. Um, Reading, okay? But there's something about that, okay? All right, let's see. Tell me about this Biggie Smalls. Okay, also, there may be some sort of conflict or something. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's either being resolved, okay? Um, I'm not sure if you're involved in this conflict. Okay, there's a couple things here, okay? You could feel as though there is some sort of conflict maybe with someone else, okay? Someone that you know what I mean? Like there's something like that. And I don't think that there really is. Some of you are like in your head about it thinking like, man, I don't know how this is gonna go, right? I don't know what I'm gonna like, how I'm gonna handle this, how this person is gonna handle this. Hey, Maui, you're okay, buddy? Whoa. Yeah, I just knocked off these cards, and what I found was stand tall. There really is. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Actually, you didn't even notice. Anyways, I always forget. Okay, but yeah, there's some sort of maybe conflict that you feel like is happening. And I don't think that it's actually happening. Now, for other people, like it's in your head. You know what I mean? It's coming from some sort of emotional pain. Um, and there's some sort of like karma that's clearing out as you like clear this out, this emotional pain. Okay, tell me about the Isley brothers here. So I feel like by Halloween there may be some sort of like clarity or some sort of endings to some sort of like conflict, but it some of you, the conflict may actually be happening like in real time, like, or in the physical, but and that's coming to an end. But for a lot of you, this is just like something that's in your head, right? And it may be like situational, you know what I mean? Like where like your reality is kind of showing you something where there would have been conflict in the past, but you're safe. There's something about you being safe, okay? Yeah, look, we have surprise. All right, tell me about the Isley brothers here. Yeah, these are the energies that I feel like you need to watch out for, right? Especially on Halloween, right? Again, I just want to remind you, do not create any new soul contracts on Halloween or right now, okay? Like it's not a good idea. Yeah, but you're ascending here. Okay? So I don't see, and that's the thing is I feel like there's some sort of like cutoff on something when it comes to an ending with something possibly. Yeah. For whatever reason it feels like Halloween is like, I heard the last dance. So this may be like a dance that like you've been doing with some sort of energy for quite some time, okay? Um, that's created a lot of internal conflict. Okay, there's maybe even been some false situations, right? Illusions and things like that that have been created that's, you know, been highlighting some sort of emotional pain to bring it out, to bring some sort of endings, right? To bring the sun out on this so there's some sort of clarity on this, to bring endings to this internal conflict, okay? So this jaw is coming out. This is a karmic feminine energy with this evil eye. Exactly. That's that space where I was telling you, it's like going back to the guitar player, they're saying it's like somebody, you know, didn't think that you would, and so it's like putting you in front of someone um, who is like a wonderful guitar player and then expecting them to like tear you to shreds, okay? But yeah, but we have this, but you showed up, right? In this Ice Queen, in this truth, in this authenticity, you know, as this like super great guitar player. Mm-hmm. And there's some sort of community that's seeing this like opposing energy fall apart here, okay? Uh, okay, tell me about this. But God, oops, sorry. But God here. Yeah. The thing is I feel like whatever this is, that you may even, you know, this karmic energy may even be feeling jealous and envious here, okay? Because it's like they may feel imprisoned in, there's like this energy of seeing you as very free and somebody feels very imprisoned, right? And again, that's that, it's that different between the like Christ consciousness, or like the perception or the inner knowing, that you are not separate from your creator, right? Whereas somebody feels separate, right? They haven't released that old perception that keeps them separate from, you know, a man up in the sky, possibly. And so it's like, you know, they're still going through the motions and you know, like feeling imprisoned in this. It's like, you know, like kind of going in circles, or like this hamster wheel, right? And so this is bringing jealousy because you're showing up in this very free, high spirited energy. It's like you have this knowing about you. I don't know, you're like all seeing here or something like that. And again, this is somebody who thought that they could put you in front of someone who would tear you to shreds. And I feel like you're turning out to be the goat here. Okay? Tell me about this Michael Jackson energy. Yeah. Yeah, you know what's really funny is like, you know, say this person put you in front of like a guitar expert, and it's like this guitar expert has been manifesting somebody with your style, your vibe, your, you know what I mean, for quite some time, and they literally just delivered that, right? They thought that, again, that you would be tore to shreds, but it turns out it's actually you're exactly what somebody was looking for. Okay, so I don't know what this has to do with Halloween. You know, there may be some significant things happening on Halloween. I'm not even sure here. Okay, but yeah, there's definitely. Tell me, what else can the collective know or expect for Halloween, please? They're showing me the Sanderson sisters, right? So, and how like when the sun came up the next day, right? They you know, turned to stone and then they exploded, right? Or whatever. How, you know, poof, they were gone, right? Like something like that. So, again, going back to this, there may be a lot of energy that's coming towards you. Here we have the Knight of Wands, we have the Knight of Swords, we have the King of Wands, we have the Death card, okay? All of these energies here. But then we have this King of Pentacles, right? Which this, because of the way these are like laid out, right? It almost feels like this death is actually that energy of like the, you know, the day after Halloween. I don't know why, you know, take this as it resonates whenever it comes, you know, whenever you come across this, but there is something very significant about there are some energies that are trying to create soul contracts with you before some sort of deadline. And that deadline is approaching very quickly. After that, after these energies like banish, there is this other energy that enters, okay? One that is more aligned with you, okay? There's almost like I feel like this King of Wands is even like sending in people to create, you know, these like soul contracts here in order to get somebody's, like, to take someone's attention off of you, or to get somebody to, you know, focus on someone, you know, something else. To, it's basically to like, because it feels like there's somebody that may be looking at you, collective, but it's there's this like wanting you to create some sort of contract here. Yeah, because this person feels burdened, because again, it's like if you do not create another soul contract with these energies, they like banish or something, right? Like they can't play on your turf anymore. I don't know. They're, or they like they lose some sort of power, or there's something, you know what I mean? Like mhm. Yeah. It's like this immature energy has to go. Yeah. It's like this death and this rebirth. It's like keeping, you know, this you and this person separate here. Okay, but you're ready to let this go. Let this die. There it's like these energies were, you know, like attached to an old version of you. Yeah, this person hasn't moved on. This person feels left out. Uh, this person's working on something, working on some sort of building some sort of burdens or trying to, okay? But again, meanwhile, you're moving to calmer waters because I feel like this there again, this coming out really close to this, but God, there's something about Passover loved one, probably a grandmother here, a grandmother energy or a mother energy, maybe an aunt or something. Definitely somebody on the bloodline. I'm hearing somebody that you knew, okay? Feminine energy that is helping you. It's like this person, yeah, with this Ace of Wands is illuminating something here. Yeah, then the Knight of Pentacles with the Star, the Justice. They're illuminating something as to keep you from, because I get the feeling that these energies, again, it's like somehow they've been able to continuously create these like soul contracts with you, like year after year, but it was attached to an old emotional energy, possibly, or old belief system. But because you've come into this like Christ consciousness, this, unity consciousness type of energy, um, it's like these energies no longer resonate with you. And so it feels like it's like, you know, yeah, it's they've had their last dance. I'm also hearing this is their last chance. But yeah, I think yeah. Anyways, collective, I think I'm going to leave it there. Kind of covered quite a bit here. Um, ultimately, you're the goat. Okay, love you.